Before the video starts, I would like to give a few disclaimers. This video is not made for kids. Sure, it shows Legos and E-rated games, but it also shows rated R movies, rated M games. Video will have minor swearing, and showing characters with firearms. And I don't own any of the characters or music used in this video. Hi. Yeah, Multiversus is dead. That really sucks too, because this isn't the first time this happened. This actually happened another time with LEGO Dimensions, and that failed too. So, in this video, I'm going to be explaining what I would do if I was in charge and could fix both games. Or at least try to. First off, we have the story. It's fine, I don't have any issues with it. It's serviceable enough, and Lord Vortek is a great villain. I wish we got more of them, but overall it's fine, no complaints. Although a bit odd that Jurassic Park and Chima don't have levels in this game. But what is the problem is that stupid portal mechanic. To stand out from the other Toy Slide games, this one added a portal mechanic. And it's so annoying, the puzzles are annoying, and very tedious. If you go over to reach and move your character to move to another spot of the portal, it just slows everything down. Not to mention if it's off the portal long enough the character leaves. For the first issue I'd fix, I'd make the portal mechanic more like Disney Infinity. Just place the figures on the toy pad and you're good. If you want to play as somebody else, just switch the figure off the toy pad. It's that simple. However, I'd like to go a step further and say that this game should have just not been Toys of Life in the first place. Instead, just have all the DLC, make all the characters being able to be unlocked in the game. But I get it, this game was expensive and they needed a way to make money back somehow, dedicating all the extra franchises. So I think the portal mechanic is the more logical option. Another slightly odd issue is the character lineup. Nobody from the Wizard of Oz except for the Wicked Witch. Why is there an ACU trooper playable and not Claire? She was playable in the last games, I don't think porting her over would be that much of an issue. And why Lumpy Space Princess over Princess Bubblegum? Another change I have is, why can't I visit the original Jurassic Park? Why can't I only visit Jurassic World? You know how much fun I could have had visiting Jurassic Park as Sonic? I get we just had Jurassic Park in the LEGO Jurassic World game, but they still also added Jurassic World to LEGO Dimensions, so why not do it in Jurassic Park? Heck, in the Back to the Future world, you can use the DeLorean to time travel to the past and future versions of the Hub world, so why not do the same with Jurassic Park? Now that we got the main issues out of the way, let's talk about Year 3. What would I have done for it? The only two rules is that I will not be adding anything from Nintendo, and I will not be adding anything from Disney, like pure Disney. Like, not anything from Disney Classics, Pixar, Marvel, or Star Wars. Things from Fox and Touchstone Pictures are fine. Sorry Pokemon, Star Wars, and Marvel. Maybe another day. Well, first off, let's start off with the characters from the franchise already in the game that I would add. Starting with DC. I'd only add 2 DC packs for Year 3 since DC already has so many characters in the game. And one of those packs being a team pack with Green Lantern and the Flash. I personally don't like these two, but I know other people do, and I know they are important to Justice League, so I decided to add them. For their vehicles, I guess the Green Lantern would have a jet like he did in that one LEGO set, and I guess the Flash would have like a Flash van or something, I don't know. Of course I want DC to more than just have one single pack, so I decided to add another, but I wanted to add a character I like. Which is really tough because DC has a lineup of characters who are great, fun, interesting, not you, neat, amazing, and overall well written. But in the end, I went with one of my personal favorite DC characters, Zatanna. She's one of my personal favorite DC characters, right up there with Superman and Starfire. For her vehicle or item, I wasn't too sure what to give her, so I just left it blank. Yeah, a lot of characters on this list are going to have blank item or vehicle slots, since I couldn't really think of anything for them. Moving on to the next franchise, we got Bilbo. I don't really watch Lord of the Rings, this was one of my friend's contributions. Next up, we have Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz, who has the ability to turn into the Scarecrow, Tin Man, and Lion. Don't know any of their abilities or vehicles. Next up is another one of my friend's contributions, that being a team pack with Lisa and Marge Simpson. Another friend contributed Missy from Doctor Who. I don't watch Doctor Who, so let's move on. Adding another member of the Scooby Gang, we got Velma. I'd add Fred and Daphne too, but I didn't want to overbloat. As for her vehicle or item, I still don't know. And don't worry, this is the good Velma, not the bad one. We also got Ron Weasley to wrap up the trio of, that guy from Narnia or something.
I'm not from Narnia, I'm Harry Potter!
For Ghostbusters, I had 2 pack ideas, one of them being Rowan from the 2016 version, who basically functioned like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. The other being Phoebe Spangler from Ghostbusters Afterlife. Again, not sure what either would have, so I just left them both blank. For Adventure Time, I don't really watch the show, but I have a friend who does, and he suggested Princess Bubblegum and Flame Princess in a team pack, with Princess Bubblegum having Lady Rainicorn and Flame Princess having the Firebolt. Next up, we have Sonic with 2 packs. The Tails and Knuckles team pack. Tails would have either the Cyclone or his car from Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, and Knuckles would have his ATV or the Master Emerald, but I'd probably think ATV. And while it probably won't happen, I would very much prefer the Knuckles minifigure look like how he did in Dimensions. The official minifigure just looks... And an Amy Rose level pack to finish off the Sonic level pack story. As for her vehicle, I would see her having the car from Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, but I can't really think of anything for the other pack. Again, I would add more Sonic characters, but I'll save that for when I do a Sonic minifigure line video, kind of like the Pokemon one I did. Anyways, let's move on to Jurassic Park. First off, we'd have Claire, who would basically be how she was in LEGO Jurassic World. Next, we also have Dr. Grant and Ellie Sadler. Dr. Grant having the Triceratops and Ellie having the Jurassic Park Jeep. And maybe a team pack with John Hammond and Ian Malcolm. But also, along with unlocking the Jurassic World hub world, they'd also bring a new hub world, that being the original Jurassic Park. And this is a great segue onto the new franchises. Starting out the franchises that were planned for year 3 but never fell through, let's start off with Minecraft with a Steve story pack. He would come with an Iron Golem and a minecart. And as for the hub world, it would just be a generic Minecraft world, don't have any ideas for it. Maybe being able to visit the end, maybe the Nether. Next, we have the Looney Tunes, which has 2 packs. First being a team pack with Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck. Not sure what either would have. As well as a Lola Bunny fun pack. For the hub world, I was thinking it could mix up some of the Looney Tunes locations, like the neighborhood from the Looney Tunes show, the stadium from Space Jam, maybe some of the locations from the classic cartoons, maybe the water tower, maybe something from Looney Tunes Back in Action. Next up, we have Shrek. The good version, not whatever this thing is. For Shrek, I was thinking he would have a level pack, with one of his vehicles being the Onion Chariot. Not sure what else he would have. Along with Shrek, we also have a team pack with Puss in Boots and Fiona. Not sure what either would have. As well as a fun pack with Fairy Godmother, and her coming with her limo. She has shield and not deflect, because that's not how it went in the movie. And finally, we have Death. And he would come in a fun pack. And first item, I'm not too sure, but one idea I had is potentially maybe the Wishing Star. For the hub world, it would mostly take locations from the 3 Shrek movies and Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Places like Far, Far Away, the Dark Forest, Shrek Swamp, places like that. Not really many places to take from other than the 3 movies. I mean, I guess we could look at the spin-offs like whatever this thing is. It's got this guy, classic Prince Charming generation. And that's it for Shrek. I would have liked to add Jack Horner, but I didn't want to overbloat it. There is another DreamWorks franchise on this list, but we'll get that when we get to that. Because right now, let's finish off with Mega Man. For Mega Man, I could see him being a level pack, with the ability to unlock the other versions of Mega Man like X, EXE, Star Force, and Volnut once you beat the level pack. And for his vehicles, he would come with Rush and Beat. And along with that, there would also be a team pack with both Proto Man and Bass. Bass would have Treble, and Proto Man, I guess, would have a car or something, I guess? I don't know. Well, Hub World's easy. Just take places from the games like Dr. Wise's Castle, Dr. Light's Lab, etc. Next up is another one of my friend's contributions, Pac-Man, who would come in a level pack, and his vehicles would be a cart, as well as a Pac-Man arcade machine, which would have tons of classic Namco arcade games. Basically think Midway Arcade, except the games don't suck. As for the hub world, it would mostly take elements from Pac-Man World. Next up, with Mission Impossible being in the game, shows that Paramount franchises aren't out of the question, which brings us to our next franchise, SpongeBob, who would come in a level pack. His items would be a leaf blower and a paddy wagon. Along with that, there was also a team pack with Squidward and Patrick, and one of their vehicles being a boat, and a Sandy fun pack, with Sandy coming with a rocket. As for the hub world, I mean, come on, Bikini Bottom. You have SpongeBob's house, Squidward's house, Patrick's house, the Krusty Krab, Sandy's tree dome, the Chum Bucket, Mrs. Puff's boating school potentially. You got a lot to pick from. But we're not done with Nickelodeon yet, as we also have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I was thinking Leonardo would have a fun pack, and it would come with the Turtle fan. And I was thinking Leonardo would have the ability to turn into Raphael, Donatello, and Michelangelo. Similar to the A-Team. And finally, to wrap up Nickelodeon, we have Avatar. I was thinking 2 team packs. One of them would be Aang and Zuko, coming with Appa, and the other being Toph and Katara. And maybe, if possible, maybe a team pack with Iroh and Sokka. As for locations, there are quite a bit to pick from the North and South War tribes, Omashu, the Fire Nation. There's a bit to pick from. Anyways, moving on to Cartoon Network, since this is a Warner Bros. Game after all. Since we have Adventure Time, we also gotta have Regular Show. To be honest, I don't really like Regular Show personally, it's just not my thing. So I don't know what Mordecai and Rigby would have. As for the vehicles, I guess they could have the golf cart and whatever else. I don't really know enough about the show anymore. Along with this Mordecai and Rigby team back, there's also a Skip's Fun Pack, who would have his van. And for the hub world, I was thinking just the park. I don't have any other ideas besides that. Onto a franchise that I do know enough about though is Steven Universe. And I was thinking that he could actually be in a story pack and come with Connie, kind of like Robin with Batgirl. And of course, for the vehicles, they would come with Lion and Steven's van from Steven Universe Future. I could also see a team pack with Amethyst and Pearl. And for their vehicle, they would come with Greg's van, as well as a Garnet Fun Pack, and Garnet would come with Amethyst as a car, kinda like Finn with Jake. For the hub world, it'd be Beach City, and maybe a way to get to Homeworld. Now, on to some classic movie franchises I would like to see. First off, we have Willy Wonka. For his vehicle, I could see him coming with the Wonka Vader, and of course, for the hub world, it has to be the Chocolate Factory. And for a holiday-themed one, I was thinking the next one could be Polar Express. For the vehicle, obviously the Polar Express, like a smaller version. And for the hub world, of course it would include the North Pole. And of course, wouldn't want to go a year without a LEGO original franchise. However, I was personally biased, so I went with one I grew up with, Power Miners. Was thinking it could be a team pack with Rex and one of the rock monsters. And Rex can turn into one of the other crew members. And the rock monster can turn into one of the other rock monsters. And finally, our last 2 franchises, the obscure picks. Remember earlier when I mentioned there was going to be another DreamWorks franchise in this game? Well, first, starting off with our obscure picks, I've picked Real Steel. I was thinking a team pack with Charlie and his son Max, or you could separate them and have one of them being a fun pack and the other being a level pack. But for their vehicles, I would see Charlie coming with Noisy Boy and Max coming with Adam. For the hub world, I was thinking it would contain mostly stadiums from the movie, as well as the gym, and maybe even possibly the zoo. So yeah, Real Steel being our first obscure pick. Our second obscure pick is Knights in the Dreams. Was thinking Knights would have a fun pack with the vehicle being Knights transformed into a car. But since Year 2 had a thing with pairing heroes with villains, like Harry Potter and Gremlins, I would be open to the idea of Knights being in a team pack with Riala. And with that, those are the franchises I'd add to Year 3. There are a bunch of other franchises I would have added, like ones from 80s movies to childhood TV shows to video games to even more obscure picks, but I didn't want to overbloat and I thought 16 franchises would be good enough, so I left it at 16. What you're seeing on screen right now is potential ideas for maybe a Year 4. Maybe sometime in the future I'll return to this idea, but for now, these are just my potential ideas for what could have also been a Year 4. But at the end of the day, the biggest downfall of LEGO Dimensions came to the price. From the starter pack being $100 to individual level packs being $30 each, not to mention the amount of fun packs and team packs. The game was just way too expensive to keep going, and it just wasn't good in the long term. Moving forward almost a decade later, surely WB Games has learned their lesson and knows not to repeat these same mistakes again, right? Right? Back in the day, there was only 2 to 3 currencies: Glamium, Gold, and maybe fire tickets. Now, there are 4 to 5. Why would you do this? 2 to 3 currencies was fine and easy to keep track of. Why'd you need to bump it up to 5? That's really a great way to piss people off. Next up, the cosmetics. Crazy expensive. Some of them are even only available for a limited time, and you'll never get them again. But along with that, some characters just don't have good cosmetics. Take for instance Steven. Sure, he has some good costumes like his Wedding Steven, Tiger Millionaire, and Pink Diamond skin. But some of his costumes just feel unnecessary, like the Matrix skin, the Beetlejuice skin, the Batman skin, Steven after not surviving. Like, why add these instead of his jacket from Steven Universe Future? Sure, some of these unnecessary costumes can be cool, but overall, just wish more characters got more source-accurate costumes. Some of the cosmetics are exclusive to the rifts, like Jason vs. Freddy Jason and Cat Burglar Lola Bunny. Another major issue was the online. I mean, do I even need to explain why? Just look. The game's online was good back in the day. What the heck happened? How did we get to this? Not to mention the awful loading times. Another thing I hated was the whole wacky weekend thing. Every weekend from Friday to Sunday, they'd switch out free-for-all with wacky weekend. You could not play free-for-all, you could only play wacky weekend. Why did this replace free-for-all? Why couldn't I play free-for-all on the weekends? Doesn't help that most of the games aren't even that fun, like Kill Anyone in One Hit, or volleyball. And I'm not even going to touch on the riffs. Besides the cutscenes, there's literally nothing to them. They're so boring. But probably one of the biggest issues in the whole game is the character lineup. There are some baffling conclusions, like, why pick Agent Smith over Neo? I like Agent Smith and he's fun to play, but it kind of feels weird to have him and not Neo. And why pick Jason Voorhees when they literally have a character who can fit that same role? There are 4 important characters they neglected to add. Those 4 characters are Ben 10, Scorpion, Scooby-Doo, and Daffy Duck. Instead, you give us LeBron James, Black Adam, Nubia, and Aquaman. But another issue is that some of these characters are just flat out broken. Characters like Tom and Jerry, Black Adam, Samurai Jack, Joker, Finn, Batman, Shaggy, just to name a few. However, the worst offender and possibly the worst character in the whole game is Banana Guard. Oh my gosh, I hate this character so much. All people do with him online is just spam the same side charge move over and over and over again. It's so cheap and gets easy victories and so easily spammable. And believe me, I know cheap characters. Stop! Banana Guard should have never been added to the game. I don't care he only took a week to make. Think about where they could have put that development time to. They could have added on to a new character. Fix the gameplay. Maybe not add a mode that everyone hates and is complete garbage. But in the end, it was all for nothing. The game had too many issues, couldn't keep enough players, and it shut down. There are characters I would have liked, such as Daffy Duck. I personally would have liked Connie from Steven Universe, Joe from Pack of Jokers, have a friend who wanted Lady Ranicorn. There are so many characters I would have liked, but in the end, it seems like history just repeats itself. Still wish Bugs Bunny had his normal design, at the very least as an alt, instead of only being able to play as the new Looney Tunes cartoon diversion. Where is Fancy Bread? In the heart? Don't do that. Well, anyways, that's my list of what I would do if I was in charge and was tasked to try and fix both games. But in the end, it just came down to price. Multiversus cosmetics, Lego Dimensions packs, they just got too expensive and just didn't work in the long run. But I gave it a try. Anyways, now if you'll excuse me, I have some unfinished business with an Ender Dragon and a Mewtwo. So that's the video. Thank you all for watching. If you liked it, I'd appreciate a like. If you didn't, well, that's what the dislike button is for. If you want to see more videos like this, you could subscribe. You don't have to, but you could. Anyways, see y'all next time. Peace.